And we're live. Greetings, friends. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. How is everyone tonight? Tonight we're going to try something new or old because we've done movie reviews before and live commentaries, but tonight we are going to show the actual movie. Nosferatu from 1922. It's a German movie. It's a silent movie. 3 years old. Eagles Pro says hi. Greetings, Eagles. Also, J-Lash with the hands in the thumbs up position. Thank you, J-Lash, so much. Appreciate you, friend. I always know I'm going to have an excellent stream when I see J-Lash with his thumbs ups. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it's 105 years old. Blew past the copyright licensing restrictions. The original film is based on Bram Stoker's Dracula, and I believe they were sued by Mrs. Dracula, by the Bram Stoker estate or Mrs. Stoker. I'm not sure. Ramon Sanchez is in the chat and says, hi, Antonio. Greetings, Ramon. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. I'm glad you're here for the first annual viewing of Nosferatu. And if this works, as in if we don't get a copyright restriction, which we really shouldn't. This movie is in the public domain. I think we'll try it again with other silent movies. How's that sound? At any rate, I got my coffee and my water. Let's get started. Nosferatu, a symphony of horror. Eine Symphonie des Grauen. This is a German movie, of course. Cloudy says, howdy y'all, after the novel Dracula by Bram Stoker, directed by F.W. Murnau, Friedrich Wilhelm Murnau, Albin Grau, S.A. Wagner, Berlin in the 20s, Count Orlok as Max Schreck, Hutter as Gustav von Wagenheim, Ellen Hutter's wife as Greta Schroeder, and Harding, a ship owner. Ruth Harding's sister, Ruth Lanzoff. Professor Sievers, the town doctor, is Gustav Bolt, and Nock, a real estate agent. He is the Renfield character, I believe. Cloudy says, howdy y'all. Greetings, Cloudy. It's movie night. And Ramon says hi to Cloudy. Here we go. A chronicle of the Great Death in Wisborg in 1838. I stripped out the audio. That's what they copyright, is the music that they play. And it was sepia tone, but I put it into the original black and white and pumped it up. I pumped out the contrast a little bit to try to make it more silver. Let's see, what does this say? I thought a lot about the beginning and the end of the Great Death in our hometown, Wisborg. This is how the story goes. Hutter and his young wife. A script that got cut off. Okay, meanwhile, back in Austria, I don't know if this was filmed in Austria or actually Germany. Hutter's tying his tie. Production. It was Prana Film. I'm trying to find out where it was. Konrad Veidt was offered the role of Count Orlok. Konrad Veidt, German actor. He played Victor Laszlo in Casablanca. As always, it's the beginning of cinema, so you get a very stylized emotions. These are essentially theatrical actors. It's theater that they're filming. So so everything's exaggerated. Here's Huther and his wife, Ruth. I've got some flowers for you. Perhaps those are Edelweiss. Nice curls, Ruth. Cloudy says, howdy, Ramon. And Ramon says, Ellen Huther, why have you killed them, the beautiful flowers? Well, I got them for you, Ellen. Give me a break. I like those aperture closing and openings for transitions. And these are just like Viennese streets. Do not hurry, my young friend. None can escape his destiny. They don't have to worry about permits. They're filming in direct sunlight. Probably just doing one take. Ha ha ha. Now, and you could just yell out your directions. Walk away from the camera and shake your head while smiling. There was also the real estate agent knock. I like these tall, very Victorian, even though this German, these tall desks. This movie, I would say, flirted with German expressionism and surrealism. It's at the beginning of it. It doesn't, if this series, if this event goes well, we will certainly do the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is the the height and the pinnacle of German expressionism. Also, I wanted to mention that Berlin in the 20s is much like the West now, if you look it up. Don't look it up, because you know what happened 14 years later. Nice eyebrows. Count Orlok, his lordship from Transylvania, would like to purchase a nice house in our small town. What could possibly go wrong? You could earn a lot of money. And look at the camera. It will take a bit of effort, a bit of sweat, and perhaps a bit of blood. I wish we had the German, the original German. That would be fun. He's cackling. He's clutching at him. There's Count Orlok's handwriting. Where's Transylvania? Oh, it's right here on this Middle Earth map. Okay, when do I head out? Callum says, hi, hey guys, sorry I haven't been here in a while. Was sick for a few weeks and I have a girlfriend now, so I was a bit busy the past few weeks. What's your girlfriend's name, Callum? Aisling, Eileen, Colleen, Fiona? I don't know any other Irish names. Cersei? I'm teasing you. Callum, me boy, I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you're feeling, I hope you're feeling better. That house opposite yours, just offer him that one. Travel quickly, travel well, my young friend, to the country of ghosts. This is fun. I'm enjoying this. Ha ha ha, he's so happy. Okay, yeah, aperture opens, closes, opens again. Is that Ellen? This is who Count Orlok's going to fall in love with? Ellen is she's a very handsome woman. I am going to travel far away to the country of thieves and ghosts. Ha 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 ha. Gypsies. Gypsies, tramps, and thieves. Cloudy says, I bet her name is Molly. Yes, is her name Molly, Callum? Are you dating Molly? Callum says she's called Ruby, a very nice girl with her now. I've been for the past week. Haha, just thought I'd drop in for a few before heading to bed. I'll be here all next stream also. We're going to go back to LA Noire, Callum, and Sleeping Dogs as soon as we finish LA Noire. We're about halfway through LA Noire. And I'm very happy for you, Callum. You know, I tease you, but it's great to hear from you. A passionate kiss for my true love. I'll miss you. Hooter left his worried wife with his friends, the rich ship owner Harding and his sister. Hooter's sister? So a brother. Oh, wow. Look at that house. So his brother-in-law, I guess. I'm assuming all these sets are real. I don't think they actually built anything. Do not worry. Oh, Ellen's crying. Nice long shot. Callum says, thank you, Antonio. I'm a very happy chap, and I rather enjoy your jokes all the time. I'm glad, Callum. I appreciate you. I missed you. Happy New Year and happy and Merry Christmas, my friend, and best wishes to you and your lovely young lady friend, Ruby. A horse, of course. You're going to ride your horse all the way to Transylvania? That's got to be like 400 miles. You're going to Eastern Europe. From Germany. Well, maybe, yeah, I'd look it up, but we don't have time right now. But if anyone in the chat wants to look it up, I will read it. The young Hooter traveled many dusty roads, but finally he made it to Transylvania, I guess. And I would assume these are the Austrian Alps. A village in Transylvania. His luggage is a sack, a laundry sack. Okay, into the innkeeper. We need a room. This is the slaughtered lamb. Callum says, I'm going to head out now. I'll be back for the next stream. For sure. Hopefully back for the daily streams. I've missed them a lot. Always much love for you, Antonio, and everyone else in the chat. And much love for you, Callum, me boy. Appreciate you, friend. Thanks for being here. Hurry the meal. I have to go to Count Orlok's castle. Okay, hold your horses. And everything stops in the end. What did I say? Nice eyebrows, innkeeper. Did you say Count Orlok? Ramon says good night, Callum. We do not speak that name in this village. There are many rumors of... You can't go out now. The werewolf is roaming the forests. Werewolf. Their wolf. I don't believe in such silly superstitions. I'm a modern German Viennese. Here's a wolf, a full-on wolf. They were like, we need a wolf. Frightening the horses. Maybe that's stock photography of a wolf. Did stock photography exist in Germany in 1924? Here is your bed for the night, mein Herr. Like that Gothic arch that's built in. This looks like a set. That looks like a really crappy bed. Horses are running away. That looks more like a jackal than a fox. I bet They're listening to the children of the night. What music they make. Oh, we're so frightened of the wolves and the village. And he has a chill. Hooter has a chill. That hotel room is remarkably well lit for a single candle. Of vampires, terrible ghosts, magic, and the 7 deadly sins. That's a little light reading. Out of Belial's seed appeared the vampire Nosferatu, who lives and feeds off human blood. Oh, what balderdash! Let's kick off our riding boots and go to sleep. Aperture next day. He travels by night, but I don't think they can film night in 1924. That was us. Hooter wakes up refreshed. Nice nightshirt, Hooter. That's in his sack. Can't really carry much in the sack. Wild horses in the field. What's the significance of this? Did the horses escape? Hey, that's my horse. Come back. Nice long stretch. Everyone stretches like that. I will consult the vampire book again. Papa One is here. Everyone say hi to Papa One. Papa One says, hey, family. Ha, ha, ha. Toss it on the ground. And Hooter's going to change. It's pre-code, so you can... Well, actually, there was no code in 1924 Germany. Mama One says, hey, everyone. And Micah says, this movie is 105 years old. A lot has changed since then. And a lot hasn't, Micah. Just you wait. And thanks for being here. We're watching a silent movie, Mama One. Okay, let's go to Count Orlok's castle. I assume this is the Viennese countryside, or the German countryside. Nice hat. Hurry up. The sun is going down. Kind of like the little Dutch boy's hat. Crossing a bridge. What I love about these old movies is the verisimilitude. You could pay us anything. We are not going any further. There's no special effects at all. Everything is real. It's just what you see is what you get. Yeah. Real to the point where we are not going. It is creepy on the other side of the past. I don't think they said creepy in 1924. Ha ha ha, Hooter's laughing. Here's your sack, sir. In the novel and most of the Dracula films, Count Dracula himself picks him up. They meet him at the Borgo Pass. The snow, as soon as Hooter had crossed the bridge, the eerie faces he so often had told me about took hold of him. That's a nice looking castle model, perhaps. Mama one says, this is so original. It was an old movie when I was born. Yes, indeed. It's one of the first movies. Cinematic history. I saw it years ago for a film class. I kind of remember it, but I mostly here comes Count Orlok. It's supposed to be night. See, there he is, Max Schreck. Welcome. Get in. Note how the horses are hooded to make them more ominous, and they kind of sped up the film just to make it more surreal, I guess. Ramon says, right, in the novel, Dracula disguises himself as a coach driver. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, these guys got sued. These guys got sued by the Bram Stoker estate. It was a little too close to Dracula. He is not Dracula. He is Orlok. Nice feather, Count. Go into der Castle. Schloss, I believe, is castle. Enter der Schloss. See, horses have hoods. And they got a real 15th century castle. Papa one says, my dad would translate the original German version. I didn't realize they did it for English until I was a teenager. He never got the English version. Yeah, I wish we had a German version. And here comes Count Orlok. I love how he emerges from the shadows. Regrettably, this is like a noonday sun. You just have to pretend it's dark. Lighting was non-existent. You get what you get with these cameras. And it's just amazing that they were able to capture this on film. And it's interesting to try to imagine this experience in 1924, when, the medium was so new and really nice eyebrows, Count. I have waited for you. I have waited too long. Now it is almost midnight. The servants are sleeping. Only sleeping. Yeah. So, the only thing you could compare this to in 1924 is a theatrical production, a play. But it's a completely different experience. Now this is a set and is looking surreal. And the Count's reading the contract. Hooter's gonna cut himself on yes, I'll have this nice looking piece of bread. This is an interesting way to cut it. Count's gonna flash his eyebrows at him. The clock strikes 6. Hooter's distracted and cuts his thumb. Oh my. Oh no. Wait. Stop. It'll get infected. Let me examine it. You've hurt yourself. The precious blood. Hey. Get away from me. What the heck, Count? I'm fine. I must examine your wound. Nice chair. I like that chair a lot. Come closer. Look into my eyes. Should we not spend a little time together, my very dear friend? Sunrise is far away, and during the day I have to sleep, my friend. I will be in a very deep sleep indeed. Please sit. Hooter backs off. Sits in that chair I like. I command you to sit. We will talk. With the sun rising, all of Hooter's dark thoughts of the night were vanishing. Nice script, though. I do like it. It was handwritten. Hooter just slept by that fire. Didn't have a... I wonder if we get Dracula's brides in this movie. I don't remember. I do not recall. Nice shadows. Nice use of shadows. Hooter has another stretch. Let's explore the castle a bit. Now that the Count is asleep, what could possibly go wrong? He's checking his thumb. And my neck seems irritated. Fortunately, I have this shaving mirror in my sack. I laid out a bunt cake for you. Did the Count bake a bunt cake, or did he get one from the village? And did he buy it or did he steal it? Does he have someone come in? Is there a functioning kitchen in this castle? Who made the bunt cake? That is my question. And boy, I'd love a bunt cake right now. Who did the grocery shopping? Now, how did he leave the castle? He's supposed to be imprisoned in the castle. You cannot leave, my young friend. Is he walking back to the village? Oh, no, he's still in the castle. I wonder what Adolf thought of this movie. I mean, he didn't like a lot of German culture. I mean, modern German culture. He hated jazz, thought it was degenerate. He probably thought that this movie was degenerate. Most modern art he considered degenerate, I believe. The mosquitoes are a real pest. I've got 2 bites on the neck, very close together. What a coincidence. Okay, so the Count's not hungry. Ha ha, I will laugh about it. Beautiful old growth forest. You there? Hello. Yes, sir. I have a letter for you. Please, will you mail it? Ah, I'm afraid. And I'm going to ride my horse. Oh, no. Okay, I will ride towards you. You're allowed to leave the castle. That's a really small horse, too. Yes, I will ride. I will take it. Okay, aperture closed. Aperture opens. Time passes. Papa One says we're definitely getting demonetized now, Superantonio. The ghostly evening light again seemed to revive the shadows of the castle. Yeah, I know, but I'm having a lot of fun. Nice hat, Count. So his sack, in addition to his clothing, is also his briefcase. Who is this beautiful, handsome young lady? That's my wife, Ellen. Look at his claw, his hands, his claw-like fingers. Your wife has a beautiful neck. I am going to buy the house, the beautiful deserted house opposite yours. That's convenient. I hope I will be able to entertain you and your wife and have you over for a drink. I will kiss my portrait of young Ellen, my beautiful wife, my beautiful manly wife. And is that the vampire book? Did he bring the vampire book? During the night, Nosferatu clutches his victims and sucks their blood like a gruesome life-saving drink. Beware, so that his shadow cannot burden your sleep with horrible nightmares. Papa One says, I'm sure we would have preferred your translating it over our dads as kids, superantonio. It's 6. That's the same shot. They're recycling shots, Friedrich. Well, film stock was super expensive back in the day. It's actually still expensive as opposed to videos. That's a nice shot of him. Very iconic. That door looks painted. Shut the door. Shut the cardboard door. Shut the front door. And Hooter is trapped in the castle. Here he comes. This must have been just terrifying in 1924, especially with the music. It's still, it's still disturbing now. I like how that arch of the doorway, pretty much, it's reminiscent of a coffin. This scene right here, this shot right here, it's like he's in a coffin. At the same hour. I like these little flourishes. Oh, at the same hour, Ellen is sleeping with her curls and she wakes up. Look at the phrenology head. Mama One says, my son learned about Nosferatu from SpongeBob. I'm smoking, that is a long pipe. I'm smoking my pipe. And Ellen, get off the balcony. What are you doing? Ellen, he calls out, the brother-in-law. Great timing on that collapse. A doctor! Call a doctor! Herr Doktor. Okay. Aperture closes. More shadows. F.W. Murnau's usage of shadows is genius. Very cinematic. This is the birth of cinema. And Ellen wakes up. That might have been a nightmare or a vision. Hooter, she calls out. Ellen's sister, or Hooter's sister, has very period correct 1924 hair. We'll see her again. Nice nose, Count Orlok. But it matches his ears. Just everything's sharp and bat-like. It's a wonderful makeup, and and he's so just stiff, and in its own way, this makeup and this look is just as iconic as the Frankenstein monster. And what I wanted to say about Ellen's sister-in-law is that hair is period correct for 1924, but not 1839 when this movie is set. and Ellen sinks into a deep and dreamless slumber. I've been watching Westworld again. Ramon saw the new version. The doctor described Ellen's fear to me as an unknown illness. I know, however, that her soul has heard the call of death, the death bird tonight. Already Nosferatu spread his wings. In the morning light, Hooter decided to explore the horror of Dracula's castle. Ramon says, I saw this movie years ago. I saw a lot of homages to the movie in the new version by Robert Eggers, such as the shadows on the walls. Yeah, I'll see it when it streams. I'll probably get the Blu-ray, but I don't know if this movie needed to be remade. It was remade in 1977, I believe, with Klaus Kinski and Isabella Gianni. Werner Herzog did it. Okay, then. Let's go through the cardboard door once more. Like the perspective on that shot. Cut to an exterior. This is a real exterior. Those are fine-looking medieval doors. F.W. Murnau was like, oh, cool. And we're down in the crypt. That was very convenient and not very difficult to get to. You would think it would be better protected. And the Count is asleep. Look at those rat teeth. Bela Lugosi, and those spidery hands. Before he made the film Dracula, starred in the stage adaptation, the stage play. So it was a play first. He was a theatrical sensation on Broadway, playing the Count. But that was about, I would say, like 8 to 10 years later. This was first. Ellen's an odd name for it's German. And I like this scene because the Count is carrying these incredibly heavy coffins, caskets filled with earth, all by himself. That was a nice scene. Just doing a little stop motion. Ellen, you'd think her name would be like Brunhilde or, I don't know what a German name is, Rachel? Corinne? I knew a Corinne with a K. Can I say her last name? No, I don't want to dox her. She was, but yeah, she was German, and, she was a very friendly young lady in my wicked youth, when I was known as the one-shot kid. Hooter is escaping. You would think he'd do a parachute roll. He might have busted an ankle. Yeah. This is very close to the novel. The raftsman did not know anything about the creepy something, I don't know, that went too fast. I guess they're going to find Hooter. And Brago. Nice wig, Dr. Van Helsing. Farmer took him to the hospital yesterday. They said that he plunged from a mountain yesterday. He still has a fever. He gives me fever. Ellen. I had a nightmare of the Count Orlok. Coffins. I saw coffins. Mama once says maybe the screaming face was a broken ankle. Yeah, I think so. Okay, now we're moving to the Demeter. That's the name of the ship in the novel. I don't know what they call it now. The ship is going to sail tonight. Just water. We have these crates of earth. They're unnaturally heavy. Traditionally, the vampire is to sleep in his in the soil of his birth, I believe, and there's rats. The rats. We need rats. Round us up some rats. See, that's real. And he's actually smashing those rats. From this time, I am recording that Professor Bulwers explained to the students the gruesome manners of meat-eating plants. In horror, they laughed at the mysterious ways of nature. No, in horror, they looked at the mysterious ways of nature. Forgive me. But I'm going to laugh. Ha! Ha 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 ha. This Professor Van Helsing is teaching his class in his smoking jacket. Look at those elaborately carved legs on his desk. Get some stock photography of a Venus flytrap. Mr. Maddie says howdy. Greetings, Mr. Maddie. We're watching Nosferatu tonight. You see, isn't it like a vampire? Why is everyone immediately going to vampires in this movie? It's a coincidence. It seemed that the real estate agent, Nock, was forced into the darkness surrounding the approaching stranger, Nosferatu. It's the eyebrows. The eyebrows give him away every time. The patient from yesterday has an attack of acute mania. Can you hear someone snoring? I'll let her sleep through this because it might be too scary for her. Mr. Maddie, we will be doing a Last of Us playthrough. As soon as we, Nock went crazy. He's Renfield now. It's the eyebrows. Blood is the life. Catching flies. Blood is the life. Blood is life. Yeah, as soon as we finish the Bad Honor playthrough, we are going to immediately jump into The Last of Us. The guard and the doctor are confused. Haven't seen this particular mania before. Patient seems obsessed with eating flies and claiming that, and now he's attacking. Get the straight jacket. Mom once was wondering where she was. She's right here. Oh, there she is. She should sleep through this because it might be a polyp with tentacles. It might be too scary for her. More stock photography. Clear, almost bodiless. She had a bath tonight. She's very soft and clean now. Almost only a phantom. Okay, let's put Nock in the straitjacket. No, I guess we won't. Spiders. I need tasty spiders. Ramon says the trivia, the word Nosferatu is not a real Romanian word for vampire. It was either made up by Bram Stoker or copied by Stoker from a lost source. It's such a cool word, though. Nosferatu. Okay, we'll just tie him up. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Ellen went to the beach often to spend time alone in the dunes. She longed for her beloved. Her eyes searched far across the waves. A lot of crosses set up here. I guess those are all the sailors that that perished against these rocky shores. My husband is somewhere across the waves. I know not where. They had telegraphs in 1834, I believe, but I guess the hospital is. Does Germany have a coast? It must. Where did they film this? Okay, this is a sister. Oh, you got a letter. A letter arrived. Okay, and I'll read it, I guess. I'm such a handsome young lady. My love, my dearest, don't let it anger you that your beloved is far away. They regrettably could not get rid of that wind. I'm glad they didn't have any microphones to pick it up. And again, they only did one take. Old one take FW Murnau. I'm weak, but I must go. No, I have to go home as fast as I can. Cool thing about silent movies is emotions and acting is almost universal. And you could distribute this internationally and just change the cards. You could probably change the story. Okay. And meanwhile, the ship going across. I read somewhere that vampires can't cross running water. So how is he crossing this running water? Well, maybe they can't walk, they can't swim across it like a river or something, so they have to go over the over a bridge or, and then a ship kind of functions as a bridge. Knock stole something from the guard. A scrap of newspaper. A plague epidemic has broken out in Transylvania and in the ports of Varna and Calais on the Black Sea. Young people are dying in masses. The master is coming. The master is coming with spiders and flies. Meanwhile, back on the Demeter, here's a horse for Papa One. Ride your horse across the screen and into the river. Horse doesn't want to do that. Oh, that's Hooter coming home. Meanwhile, on the ship, the sailors keep dying of some mysterious disease. Is that the captain? Nice eyebrows, Captain. A sailor has become sick below deck. He is delirious. He said below deck. So he's not going to. So why are you going upstairs? And now we're going below deck. Maybe they had to go up and then cross over and then go down again. What's wrong with you? I don't pay you to loaf around. We're on a schedule. Drink this and go back to work. You can be sick on your own time. You've got a job to do. Okay, well, if you're not feeling well, I guess you can just rest in your hammock, but we're docking your pay. And that's a nice shot of Nosferatu, like suddenly appearing. Count Orlok, forgive me. There's a movie called The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which pretty much just shows this part of the novel. Maddie says, when's the vampires show up? He just did. They had an epidemic on board. The first infected sailor dragged all the crew with him into the dark grave of the sea. In the light of sunset, captain and ship's mate said goodbye to their last comrade. I like how the D's in that script kind of swirl backwards. A burial at sea. Now the first mate has got the eyebrow action going on. Let's just dump him in there. It's just you and me. I'll take this axe. I will go downstairs. If I'm not back up here in 10 minutes, what? What are you going to do? Nice unibrow, first mate. What is it with eyebrows in this movie? I think they were using them, they were exaggerating eyebrows and makeup just because it made it more cinematic, made it more interesting to look at. I'm going to hack into these crates. These crates are cursed. And some rats. I'll hack into this one. I'm weak with hunger. And oh, I love this shot. I remember this. I assume they filmed it in reverse, and he's on like some kind of a board that kind of like leans back, and then he rises up, extends a ghostly hand. And here he comes. It's night. I am hysteric with fear. We are not alone on this ship. I'll just jump off. A fate worse than death. I cannot abandon my ship. I will lash myself to the wheel. This is directly from the novel. Mr. Maddie says, very eerie for a 1922 film. Yeah, it's an iconic look, makeup. I love this shot, this like from below, just to make him appear more just menacing and spidery. And again, it's full daylight. Pretend it's night. Pretend it's moonlight. Fade to black. The death ship had a new captain. And note that when the ship was alive, when it had a full crew, it had, all the sails were up, and now the sails are black and kind of messed up. That's a nice little touch. And again, we're on an actual ship here. There's no CGI, there's no special effects. Meanwhile, back with Ellen, we had a shot of Hooter racing across the countryside, trying to get home somehow. Ellen's going to sleepwalk again. That's some dirty feet, Ellen. That set was grimy. Dreaming of the surf. Ellen's sister, I believe. I closed that window when I went to bed. Why is it open now? I'm calling to my love, my dark master. She's got the eyebrows going on too. I have to go to him. He is coming. Who? Who's coming, Ellen? What you really need to do is go back to sleep. Very gothic look. The white nightgown and the shawl that's just kind of hanging over the shoulders or, around the elbows. So it's not really keeping you warm. That's an interesting looking tree. I'm sure F.W. Murnau picked that spot because of that tree. Mama One says, will we be doing GTA again? I don't know, Mama One. Honestly, I don't know right now. We will be doing L.A. Noire again. So, did Count Orlok rig all those sails? Because we're full sail again. And Knock is it's a ghost ship that comes into port. I believe Knock is he can sense that his master has approached. But how did Knock fall under Count Orlok's spell if all they did was correspond with letters? See, he's looking for the ship. I guess he got a view of the ocean. The master is close. The master is close. I'll just sit here patiently on my bed and wait for his arrival. Nice little stop motion. I see what you did there, F.W. Murnau. Friedrich Wilhelm. And Count Orlok appears. Don't turn your back to him. Yeah, I knew that was happening. And he's got the maniac strength, so he can easily overpower the guard. And run. I wandered for a long time why it was said that Nosferatu had taken soil-filled coffins with him. I found recorded that vampires can only yet get their dark strength from... Okay. It's hard to read that script. And then note, he looks both ways before he crosses the street. It's just a cute little, it's like, I don't know if you'd even do that in 1838, but you'd certainly do that in 1924. We need rats. Do they have peanut butter? How did they get the rats to get up there? We need more rats. Thatched roof on this village house. Is this Hooter? Hooter on his way home, walking. Don't mind me, officer. I'm just carrying my coffin. I have nothing to declare. That's a nice looking house. I wonder if that got bombed by the Russians or the good old US of A. I wonder if that house still exists or it was leveled. Ellen's. Oh, interesting. The idea for making, from Wikipedia, the idea for making this vampire film saw its genesis in the wartime experience of producer Albin Grau. Grau served in Germany, the German army during World War I on the Serbian front. While in Serbia, Grau encountered a local farmer who told him of his father, who the farmer believed had become an undead vampire. F.W. Murnau, director of the film, also saw considerable action in World War I, not only as a company commander in the trenches of the Eastern Front, but also later in the air after he transferred to the German Air Service. He survived at least 8 crashes. Max Schreck, who portrayed Count Orlok, also served in the trenches with the German army. Little is known of his wartime experience, but there are some signs he may have dealt with some form of PTSD. Colleagues commented that he preferred to keep to himself. He was known to take long walks in the forest alone, often disappearing for hours at a time. He once stated that he lived in a remote and incorporeal world. Thus, it is considered that the turmoil of 1920s Germany and the wartime experiences of those who produced the film left their marks on the production of the film. Okay, let's investigate the Demeter. The captain is lashed to the wheel. There are some, this investigator kind of looks like Edgar Allan Poe. He has some marks on his neck. What's that about? We checked everything. No living soul on board. Only rats. Ramon says rural communities in Romania have traditional beliefs about vampires, but it's about dead relatives rising to make living family members ill. I'm going to read the captain's log. I was going to say the captain's journal. Varna, 12th of July. Crew, except myself as the captain. 1 helmsman, 1 ship's mate. 5 mates. Okay. That's a big book. I'll take it with me. Oh, thanks for holding on to my hat. You can tell how important he is by the height of his hat. I just made that up. Excuse me. I'm not sure, Mama One. You might have accidentally muted him, but he's showing up. He's showing up on my chat. 14th July. I can't read this handwriting. Course southeast. An unknown passenger is under deck. Okay. Interesting eyebrows and the beard with no mustache. 10th day, 22nd July. Rats in ship's bottom. Plague threat. Plague? Has a plague come to Varna? These must be the town elders. Plague threat. Go home. Close all windows and doors. Technically, a plague has arrived. A vampire plague. Look at that cobblestone street. Soldier announcing that there's a plague and everyone needs to stay home. It's a little girl, little German, Austrian girl. Announcement. The mayor announces that a platform when people should not be seen on the street and cannot be taken to the hospital. They must remain in their homes, shelter in place. Get out of the window, little girl. Okay, close the windows. I'll just roll up my announcement and bang my drum some more. And we'll put a cross in this door. Technically, that should work. Traditional vampires, of course, cannot enter homes without being invited and are deathly afraid of crosses and mirrors. And silver. I do like the supernatural aspect of vampirism. I don't, it's like, there's the modern trend is to turn it into some kind of virus, just like the zombie virus. And they have like a naturalistic or perhaps a science fiction approach to it. But I do like the plain old, it's, supernatural, it's magic. It's, there's good in the world and evil. Hooter had pleaded with Ellen not to touch the book with the faces that had frightened him. Ellen, during the night, Nosferatu clutches his victims and sucks their blood. Ellen is thinking about sucking. Beware, so that his shadow cannot burden your sleep with horrible nightmares. Ellen is very interested in Count Orlok. Mom once says, I thought garlic was the vampire. Yes, garlic as well. They're deathly allergic to garlic. Is that Hooter or is that the brother-in-law? Look! Oh, this is the abandoned house? This is how I see it every night. Okay, so Count Orlok, I assume, has moved in there. I'm saying something. I'm not sure what. It's just a house. Don't worry about it, dear. Dear sister-in-law. Oh, I'm so sad. His eyebrows are fine. That's how you know he's not he's not sinister or crazy. And slowly turn back to the window. And back away in horror. It's a symphony of horror. Oh, I'm so sad and afraid because of the plague. This is actually a night shot, and that's why we can't see pretty much anything. Gaslight. The night watchman making his rounds. 10 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. We're watching Nosferatu tonight. Fear was hidden in all corners of the town. Who was still healthy? Who was already sick? I'm a doctor. You can tell because I have a beard, no mustache. I'll quickly go over. I'll fetch Sievers. You would think you would close the windows if you have a fever. Oh, this is the sister with the 1924 hair. She's a flapper. Did they have flappers in 1834? You would think that they would have fixed that. Because, you know, Ellen's hair is correct for this time period. That's a nice shot. The procession of the dead. So Count Orlok is just tearing through this town. What I enjoy about it's traditional in the novel, but also in Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 1994 movie with Winona Ryder and Keanu, with by Francis Ford Coppola, is Dracula gets younger and younger as the film progresses, and he feeds more and more. But Count Orlok never gets younger. He always remains quite. Nobody can save you unless a sinless maiden, you know what that means, makes the vampire forget the first crow of the cock. The sinless maiden must wait for the cock. The fear-stricken town looked for a victim. It was Knock. I am the one who knocks. Okay, sinless maiden, that's Ellen. Wait, they're married. How can she be sinless? They have seen him. He ran out of the house. He strangled the guard. Maybe Ellen is a fiancé. He strangled him. The vampire. Knock. Run as crazy as he can. And the village chases him. This movie really influenced, I mean, I see so many influences, well, modern filmmaking, of course, but Knox looking kind of like his master, Count Orlok, but I'm thinking of like James Whale's Frankenstein. Just the look of it, the gothic look, these villages, and then villagers running, chasing the monster. Knox really doing this, or the actor, you know, they really didn't have stuntmen. Stuntmen didn't exist as a profession. F.W. Murnau said, climb on that roof and then climb down. I'll do a little needlepoint while I think of my master, the Dark Lord. I am sinless, but I'm thinking of male chickens. Knock's gonna run out of town. Did Hooter return? I lost track of this movie. Oh, Knock's hiding. Where did he go? Chaos. I wonder if those guys got paid, all those extras, or was it a matter of, hey, do you want to be in a movie? Run around and look wild. It's a scarecrow. We'll burn him in effigy anyways. And meanwhile, Count Orlok stands at his window, looking creepy and scary. Ellen awakes. I am calling you, Ellen. I am calling you. Come to me. I will open the window. Brother-in-law's in a deep sleep. Come to me, invite me in. I command you, I am your master. I love his hands and the nails, the claw-like animal nails, the bat-like. This this type of vampire influenced the look of the vampire in Salem's Lot, the original Salem's Lot from the 70s, the one that had a David Soul, Starsky and Hutch was in it. I will open the window to you, my master. I am coming. I cannot go through the... I'm going to do the Thriller dance. I am waiting for you. Cloudy says, I'm still here, just lurking and watching the movie. I wish I had popcorn, Cloudy. Here I come. This is just interesting editing. You know, it's Ellen emoting, that actress emoting, and then like shots of Max Schreck. Bulver! Get Bulver! Who's Bulver? Ramon says, I saw that David Soul version of Salem's Lot. It was good. I got it on DVD, Ramon. Cloudy says, hi, Mama One and Papa One. There's a 90s version as well with Rob Lowe as playing that David Soul character. I don't have that one. I should get it. TV version. 90s or 2000. I don't remember. I mean, I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel. I remember that. This is an iconic scene. The shadows. They use that. You see that all the time. It goes by so fast. Excellent use of shadows. Tim Burton would do this like 60 years later, but he would animate his shadows. And Ellen clutches at her boobie. I will back into my bed. See, this is a night shot. But she's going to like stay with him until dawn. Oh, that's cool. He's clutching at her heart. With the shadow. And here comes Count Orlok, Nosferatu. They have caught Knock. I thought that was a scarecrow. I guess it was a... That's a nice shot. Just kind of see. And here is the cock crowing. And Count Orlok can't. Of course, you know, dawn is an anathema to him. He's going to see his last sunrise. Knock is back in his cell. He knows his master is in trouble. The master! The master! We'll just walk peacefully in our garden. There really isn't a Van Helsing character in this movie. Get down from there, Knock. We're not going to let you escape again. And this is also an iconic scene. It's a little bit of CGI before computers and G and I. They got this sunrise coming. Oh no, I stayed until dawn. I overstayed my welcome. And the Count turns towards the sun. He tries to escape. And the power of the sun and light, goodness and light, overwhelm, and he fades into smoke and nothing. Knock, meanwhile, before they invented straitjackets, is just tied up. The master is dead. Knock's sad. I'm sorry. You'll probably find another master. Ellen survived. Where's Huther? Ellen, a very handsome lady. You would think that this movie would be more popular with a modern audience. Huther, I'm calling to you. Is that Huther? I'm here, my love. Finally. And yeah, she died. She was drained. I'm sorry, Huther. I suppose this is the Van Helsing character. He really didn't do much to help the situation. Crosses, garlic, silver. She wonders truly what the wonder truly happened. The great death ended. And I sorry I didn't read that. Shout out to the channel members. I really appreciate you hanging out with me and my silly commentary on this film. That's about all I have for you tonight, friends. Shout out to the channel members as well. You can watch a little LA Noire. And the mods, Papa One and Mama One. Callum was here earlier, Mama One and Papa One. You missed him. Appreciate all you being here. I'll keep the chat running if you want to talk amongst yourselves. Ramon, Mr. Matty Cloudy, Happy New Year, friends. I will try to return tomorrow night with an LA Noire stream. I have the best of intentions. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much, friends. Appreciate all of you. Like and subscribe. And enjoy the rest of your evening. And stay away from Count Orlok.
Reinforcements are on the way. Cease and desist. You're covered, Phelps. You're pretty brave for a dead man. Stay in cover! Move!
Thanks. Outstanding warrant, armed robbery. Knocked over a drugstore back there, and it looks like he brought his whole posse with him. Bad luck for them.
They're all yours now. We need some information. Ever heard of a burglar goes by the name of Jimmy LeBlanc?
Sure. We nabbed Jimmy on a burglary beef a couple of years back. They cut through a music shop and into a jewelry store. He got 4 years. I miss his partner, though.
His partner?
Big guy. I had him cornered, and he picked up this huge display case and threw it out a plate glass window. Then he vaulted out of there like something out of Barnum and Bailey.
Got away.
I would have had him, except for LeBlanc yelling, "Run for it, Willie!"
And you think he was an acrobat of some sort?
More like a strongman, a wrestler, or a boxer, that kind of thing.
Thanks. You've been a big help.
You haven't done too badly yourself. You're suggesting LeBlanc is still working with Willie?
A strong man held down Randall while someone administered the morphine. Someone with muscle opened up LeBlanc's skull. Could be.
Any in the vicinity officer needs assistance, 1825 North Highland Avenue, 1825 North Highland Avenue. Unit to handle code 2 identify.
We caught up with Mao. He's given us the dope on LeBlanc. He worked burglaries with a big guy. Goes by the name of Willie. He might be our killer. Can you work boxing gyms, the Y, promoters, that kind of stuff?
Since when have you started giving orders, Phelps? And where's the burglary angle? There was no sign of a...
That's where our net comes in. Next stop, we speak to Lacey about a list of recent burglaries.
Guy's a bum. His office is a front, and he's behind on the rent and his phone bill.
And he's skipping town tomorrow.
Let's get him in and beat it out of him.
Do you want to bring in the killer, Rusty?
It could be too smart for your own good, Phelps. We've been talking about that, haven't we, Roy? Stefan?
Finbar?
Sir, I need the contraband list. Items stolen over the last year.
Hang on, I'll dig out a copy for you. Here you go.
Thanks.
Is the cigarette case on there?
It's here. Arnett must be out of his mind trying to move this while under a murder cloud.
You look like you were a big pain in the neck. Now I have a much lower opinion of you.
So you and Rusty have been having discussions. Anything you would like to tell me, partner?
Phelps, don't be so touchy. Rusty had his best ever clearance rate working with you. Even if the cases he worked on can't be discussed. We were just comparing notes.
I hope you got some money saved up.
Thanks.
You're paying for every last scratch.
You gotta learn to take a compliment, Phelps. A hopped-up model, a cat, and a circus freak.
You idiot!
Fairy tales of the rich and famous.
More like pathetic tales of the desperate to be rich and famous. Junkie Goldilocks and the Three Bears.
Arnett, LeBlanc, and Willie.
Don't you go putting the pieces together again before they fit, Phelps. Listen to your old pal Rusty. Or should I say Finbar.
I wouldn't call him that if I were you.
What do you care? It doesn't sound like you're the top of his Christmas card list.
He gives everyone a hard time. That's just how he is.
Whatever gets you through the day, Cole.